All right, as promised, I'm going to give you or help walk you through some of the parts of speech. And I'll just start with exercise 1, which actually goes over nouns, pronouns, and verbs. The pages prior to this actually tell you what these are without a lot of examples. That's why I give you this 8 parts of speech study guide, because this actually gives you specific examples and some pointers to determine whether you have a noun or a pronoun or an adjective or whatever it might be as far as the part of speech. One thing that I like about this is that you have all of these pronouns here. We're used to, personal pronouns like he, she, it, me, us. Those are the easy pronouns. The pronouns that are most difficult that we don't really think of as being pronouns are these here, because these do take the place of a noun. Now, if I say this hat, this becomes an adjective. But if I say this is the lady, this then replaces lady, which makes this a pronoun, okay? But if this comes before a noun, like I said, like this hat, it makes this an adjective. That's why you have to read the sentences to really know what each word is. You can't just look at the bold word to determine that. You have to read the sentence. The other thing with pronouns is that we don't really think of pronouns in the indefinite sense. These are also pronouns, and I think that these get really complicated, but I always try to tell people that indefinite pronouns often are like numerical in some ways. It's a quantity, but you don't really know the quantity. So a lot of them end with one or body. So anything that ends with one or body is an indefinite pronoun. But you also have all these others here, okay? So these are indefinite because we just don't know the quantity, okay? Both, few, many, others, several, another, anybody, see? Anyone, anything, something, everything, everyone, everybody. So anytime you see those are the easy indefinite pronouns because we think of body and one, but these are important for you to know and to have kind of in front of you when you're taking your test, to just kind of be aware of that. But this is also good to have in front of you when you're doing this activity. So just to start, and this also is on verbs and nouns, so I'll try to help you with the verbs as much as possible. It seems that some verbs are really simple, like action verbs, but then a lot of students have trouble with the linking verbs. But I'll give you an example of how to figure that out. So obviously we can just look at the bold words, but that's not what we want to do. We want to read the actual sentence. So I've circled 4 different ones here to help you or to get you started. So it says, today Aunt Christy rested and relaxed in her yard. What is Aunt Christy doing? So your subject of your sentence is Aunt Christy. So if I did that, I would just say subject. Okay, and she's doing something. What is she doing? She's relaxing and she's resting. So those are things she's actually doing, which makes this an action verb. Okay, you can just put verb, but you will need to know the difference between action and linking. Action is something you do. Linking just links one part of the sentence to the other part. And linking verbs there aren't a lot of linking verbs. So there's sensory verbs, and then there's is, was, are, am, be, being, become, and a list of others. Jolyn bought me a new blanket for the beach. Jolyn is a person. A person is a noun. Person, place, things, and ideas. Ideas meaning like things you can't physically reach out and touch, like most nouns, but words like memory or freedom, those are ideas. You can't touch them, but they still become nouns. Jolyn, though, is a proper noun. Why is it a proper noun? What's that mean? It means that it's a name and it's capitalized. The only reason you really need to know that is because that is a question on the test, whether you have a common noun or a proper noun. Proper nouns are capitalized. So this is a noun. Oopsie. Sorry. And then this says, Jonas seemed nervous around animals. Okay. Jonas is my subject, and then nervous describes Jonas, right? He is nervous. Jonas is nervous around animals. Seemed is a linking verb, but I always try to put like is, are, or am in place of what I think might be a linking verb, just to determine if it is. If these fit, or if one of them fits, then you probably know that this is a linking verb. This is what we call the or what I call the process. I don't even know what I call it, to be honest with you, but I just think this is the easiest if you're really not sure, because there are those sensory verbs like smelled that could be action or linking. Okay, so if I said the soup smelled yummy, I like to use the word yummy. The soup, so yummy describes the soup is yummy. Okay, if I say I smelled the soup, I can't say I am the soup, right? Because you're not. So this is, I'm physically doing, I'm actually sniffing the soup. I smelled the soup. Okay, so this is actually becomes an action verb, and this one's the linking verb. Okay, and what linking truly means is this. This linking verb links your predicate, which is everything after the verb, to your subject. Subject is the soup. Yummy describes the soup. This is either going to describe or rename the soup. So if I said Zoe is a dancer, is would be the linking verb that connects Zoe and dancer. So that's why it's called linking verb. So in this case, nervous describes Jonas, and seemed is just what's connecting them. So it's a linking verb. You just have to put verb, but you will need to know the difference. And then I have one other circle here. That is the lady whose ironing is waiting on the table in the kitchen. So that is the lady. Okay, if I said that lady is the person, that would be an adjective describing the lady. But when we don't put a noun right after it, it's saying that is the lady. That replaces the word lady. So it really becomes a pronoun. Okay, pronouns are this is a pretty vague pronoun, but we know that it takes the place of lady. So we would just put a P there. Again, I think looking at having this packet next to you is going to really help you in determining what each of those words are. Okay, so that's the first lesson. I will post that. It's kind of long and I apologize, but hopefully it helps.